And we're live. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Lena will be joining us shortly.
Johnny, are you grinching out? Is he grinching out?
He's reading something.
I have a screen here, and I try to play the live stream over here too. That way we get the view time for it and all that. So I just have to make sure it pulls up. Okay.
Trying to make sure I got my video on mute since someone's streaming there.
Right?
Wow. So we were live last night for Petty Boots, but we always go live on Christmas Day. I got my Christmas jammies on with the little gifts on it. They're too small. They need to be bigger. You can't tell they're Christmas gifts.
Bigger gifts. I can tell they're presents. Yeah.
Skewie's over here. He's afraid I'll put the Santa hat on him again.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
He tolerates it. He laid there, you know, and he lets me hold his little head up to the camera and everything. He's more tolerant. Lucy's the one that growls. She's like,
no.
Yeah.
She wasn't having it.
It's like, no, I'm too pretty to put that crap on. Hope everyone's enjoying their holidays, or at least finding it a peaceful day. Reminder, next Sunday we will be live on my channel for Petty Boots extended version, because it's falling on New Year's Eve. We'll be doing our New Year's Eve fundraiser for World Central Kitchen. So I'm going to open up the video later this week, so you guys can go in early and donate if you want to, so you get the tax write-off this year. Oh, thank you, Mary. But we have all kinds of guest readers. Lori's joining us. Victoria Skirbo is going to try to join us. Autumn from Black and Orange. Adrian from Red Lentil Healing. I think Ona may join us for a little bit. She has to go to work that night, but she's going to try to join us for the first part of it. But it starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I feel I invited Lynn's Tarot, but I haven't heard from her yet. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Lena, I think, is going to join us. Although she's already going to be in the new year, so she can tell us what the future's like.
Yeah, she sure can.
So, Johnny, you got anything going on this week?
Not a thing. Intentionally, mind you. This is my week to myself. So yesterday is Christmas Eve, today's Christmas, tomorrow's my mother's birthday, and then after that, the rest of the days belong to me, and I'm doing nothing until next week. And then it all comes at me at once, and that's all right too.
And you start your class on the 7th, right?
The 7th.
Yeah.
We stayed up late in the after show last night. I think it was like 2 a.m. before I got to bed. And I woke up at 6:30, wide awake. So I got up, made some coffee, drank my coffee, watched a little TV for like an hour, and then passed out and slept till 2 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I knew that wasn't enough sleep.
I didn't get my nap today. I went to sleep at 1, woke up at 5. So here I am now, but we'll be all right.
Oh my God, you guys are crazy night owls. I can't do that. I did work in the emergency room I worked in ICU for 2 years on the 11 to 7 shift, because when you're the newbie, you get the crap hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never did it again, ever.
Yeah, the worst. I sprained an ankle one time when I was living in New York on Halloween. Never go to the emergency room in New York on Halloween. Never, ever, ever. You can't tell what's real blood and what's fake blood. It was crazy. I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
So, Lori, you were telling me before we started, your website crashed. Do you want to give a little heads up to anybody that's trying to book an appointment with you?
It did. It's back up now. but I lost all of my scheduling, all of the appointments, everyone's email. All you could see was fatal error, and the WordPress thing, and then it was a whole bunch of letters and numbers. So my web designer finally, it was down for 4 or 5 days, and we had really bad weather. So I thought, oh my God, did it just get knocked out from the weather? I couldn't figure it out. And so I'm calling her, I'm emailing her frantically, and she was able to temporarily fix it. And she went to Georgia, so she'll be back, but it's fixed. And so I think I've gotten a hold of everyone, but if for some reason I've missed you, I'm sorry. Please email me at The Way of Positive Change or text me. So just, yeah, that's all on the website. So, and I can get you straightened out. And yeah, I mean, that happened. My coffee pot exploded. My trip got canceled.
My computer completely crashed, like wouldn't boot up. I had to buy a new laptop before going live on Sunday. It's Mercury retrograde. Thank you, El Robichard.
I just couldn't, I couldn't believe it because, you know, I've had that website since like 2010 and 11 at the earliest, you know, or that's a long time to have that website for it to just go kaput. So anyway, thanks for letting me announce that. I was going to announce it tomorrow, but I thought I'll just tell everyone tonight so if the people I missed can get a hold of me. And thank you.
When is it going out of retrograde?
Last night, after we got off the live, my StreamYard crashed 3 times.
Oh,
yeah, Johnny got bounced out of his own stream 3 times.
I was trying to do a reading at that too. It's like every time I hold up a card, bloop, the camera fell out.
That's it.
In the middle of what I was doing. Not while I was, you know, yapping about recipes. You didn't fall out then. No, when I'm trying to impart information, now you want to crash. Thank you very much. I don't like nothing about Mercury. Thank you.
So my healing energy event that I'm having in June, you can see information on my website about that, jenlintarot.com. If you go to the seminars tab, it'll give you a little more information. The event will be open for buying tickets for it January 3rd. And you could also sign up for a reminder email if you like to get a reminder about when it's live. And hopefully Mercury's out of retrograde by the time that starts. There's limited attendance. I'm only allowing 35 people at each event because I like to work very hands-on with everybody. But it has a countdown, so you can see how many spaces are still open. So if you're trying to hook up with a friend, you can make sure there's enough room for both of you. There will be, once you register for the event, you'll get a confirmation email, which you're going to want to read closely. There's information on a hotel right across the street from the event. There's parking below the hotel as well as below the building the massage school's in. Oh, here comes Lena. So you can get your reservations because the payment only covers the event and lunch on Saturday. Hi, Lena, and Merry Christmas.
Howdy, I guess so. I'm just emerging from a food coma. And because I stopped cooking 5 years ago, I let the next generation do it now. I make the rum punch. And I'll just leave it there. It's a very good rum punch. And everyone always goes every year, oh, I don't really drink rum. It just slides down the throat. It's fatal. Oh, God.
I like the rum ball cookies that are rolled in coconut. Those are
oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I come from rum country, so there's nothing we didn't make with
rum.
Okay. So, Lena, are you joining us Sunday night for New Year's Eve?
Totally. Yeah.
I thought you were.
And I'll be coming to you from 2024.
Yeah.
I know, you can tell us about the future.
So how are you guys? Everyone
doing good?
We're
doing
great.
good, other than Mercury retrograde issues. Doing good.
Look,
It was
You
a
know-
strong one.
I know. And I tell you what, people who aren't interested in astrology, do not believe in astrology, have no idea about astrology, you take a minute to describe Mercury retrograde and they go, oh, okay, now I get it. You know?
And they've got a list of things that have happened.
Yeah, they can't argue with it. Like, oh, okay. You know?
Tonight is the winter full moon. Sometimes they call it the snow moon. It's supposed to be lovely tonight. So if it's not raining like it is here and you can get outside and look at the
And
full
here-
moon,
Wow.
it should be absolutely stunning tonight.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. We'll have to get on.
Yes,
We
and
got
it's
rain too.
absolutely pouring here. So if I lose internet, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the same here. We've got the whole east coast of Australia, you know, thousands of miles is being drowned out.
Wow, everybody's getting rain for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. That's what we got now too.
Okay, we've got a bit of a freeze. Oh, we're all back. Good.
Um, well, let's start here.
Let's
Rona
start.
McDaniel.
Yeah.
Now that this tape's come out that she's got herself in trouble, is she going to remain as the RNC chair, or will they take her out this year? This
Good.
coming
It's
year.
on my list, so now I won't have to do it next time. Let's do it now.
Lena, bring lots of questions for Sunday night because I'll have trouble coming up with enough questions for that many hours.
Oh,
that we're on.
okay. Okay. I'll
I
keep
love
a
it
list
if y'all
between
can
now
help
and
with
then.
questions.
And Laura Loomer started trolling her.
Oh.
Oh, thank you,
Wanna-
lucky girls. The kitties, thank you. A little
Aw, lucky
Christmas
girl.
snip.
Okay, Rona McDaniel, because she sort of flies under the radar, and she's actually hugely powerful. Okay.
It's funny. I think it was like a year ago we were getting, she's going to be in some trouble over something, and here we go.
Yeah. Mm.
They're okay with Trump having the fake electors. They just don't want Rona on the phone call with it.
Yeah. Whoops.
Connected directly. Well, she's losing money in fundraising too. They don't have that much money anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ooh. Well, I can go if you like, Jen.
Absolutely.
Okay, so she's done a tap dance with the Yeti, right? Because this is him here as the emperor. So it's
Here we
not
go,
as
Lena.
though- Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
We should just share one pack of cards, really. You know.
Next time I'll just let you deal and I'll comment.
Yeah, that's right. We'll take it in turns. So for me, the vibe on this is she knew that was where the power lay, as opposed to actually thinking he was smart or the best person for the job or anything. I think she's one of those. She was enough of a political animal to know he was hopeless, but she was one of those who thought she could control him. So she was totally there. She is now wounded by this. Is it fatal? She holds the purse strings here with this Knight of Pentacles. And I think there's a problem with that now. I'm sure there's a problem with donors generally too for the GOP because of all sorts of obvious reasons. At this point, things are going to blow up from here, I think, with this Empress. And then there's the Chariot, which could be Sayonara Rona. Right. The Empress too, right. The Empress, of course, could be her. We'll see what you say, Jen. But as I looked at both of them, I thought, no, this thing's not going to go away. It's going to multiply. So, yeah, I think she's in trouble, but we'll see. Yeah. What have you guys got?
What are you getting, Lori?
Well, she's been large and in charge. But there's some girls in the party that don't want to be her frenemies anymore because the next news we get is kaboom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big. It's a big disruption. She's hoping she can stay. She's pleading with people right now, but I don't think she gets to stay.
Yep.
What you getting, Johnny?
I get starts with chaos. There is the Knight of Swords, and it is crossed with the Three of Pentacles. The people that are supposed to be on her side are no longer, and they may be forming their own little coalition to bring about the world, which is completion of your task and your lesson. She may have a ability for graceful exit, so it's not a boot, so we can give you the invitation to step down, or we can be behind you with the daggers and do it that way. So if you want this to remain cute, then go away, and if not, then clean up on aisle 4.
Yeah, I get there's agreements behind this on the bottom. And there are a lot of people turning their back on her because of Trump that are feeling quite emotional about this. And I get it's a matter of time before DOJ comes after her in justice. She is fighting to retain her strength, but I think she loses it. Give her just another month or something.
Yeah. Not long. Not long.
She's losing in this, and part of it I think is over the abundance of donations that they don't have.
Yeah,
they're going to name somebody else that brings in the donations. I can't get if it's a guy or a lady that replaces her, because I've got 2 here, but I think it's a lady, because this a lot of times represents Biden for me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Lori, you were telling me about Laura Loomer trolling Rona. You want to talk about that a little bit? And
yeah, I saw it on Raw's story. Ronna McDaniel posted on X that the New Hampshire polling and put Trump, down at the bottom. And Laura Loomer said, "You're just doing that. This is a grift. Why are you doing this? You're not really on his side. You're following along with Democratic views and everything." So she's just went all over her. And there was tons of comments from MAGA people. As long as she is the chair of the RNC, there will not be one more penny sent. I think she is in big trouble.
Yeah.
Well, so should we ask, is Laura Loomer going to keep trolling her and be the cause of her getting pushed out for not being loyal enough?
Yeah. Or who's going to replace her? Oh.
Or does she get pushed out because she was in cahoots with them? What's the cause?
What's the cause?
What's the cause?
Because she's not bringing funding in.
Yeah, and of course it's all about the money now. And they wouldn't blame anyone else for that, would they?
Ooh, and there's a big legal problem. Huge. Big one. So it's not just the Loomer, but she is being bullied by Loomer. No, it's this justice card. And she'll be sacrificed.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I think we're going to have to bring out the daggers, actually. There is something looming here, pun intended. There is something looming here, and there is a lot of messages being passed back and forth. There is something about replacing too, because they anticipate a new leader coming in. And it's not cute for this woman here. I think I don't know if she was necessarily ever in charge. She may have had puppet strings and she was a figurehead or something of that nature. Because for whatever reason, I think she's going to be removed very easily. This is not like a Donald Trump where they kick and scream and go down. This is not even like a Santos where they threaten to reveal everything.
No.
And this is I think she's going to go down quite easily. So it's not just one person or two. I think it's a few people that have built up some ammunition and they get to use it.
Maybe MAGA Mike's wife can get on her knees and go down there with her and pray for her.
I was wondering where that sentence was going. So
Me too. I was like, oh.
they released their Christmas card. Did you see that?
No, oh my God, no.
It was quite interesting. So
What'd you get, Miss Lena?
Well, much the same. Like she had her role where she would, speak to donors and make that case when she was younger. I think her heart's not entirely in it either. That's another reason she may go quickly. She might go, you know what, you keep it. Because in a way, I think she's really actually tired of it on some level with this Ace of Pentacles. She's a backroom person by choice and by nature, but sometimes when you've done something for years, not that I like this woman, please don't misunderstand me, but she feels undervalued for what she's done and that they're not cutting her any slack. Well, of course they don't, do they? No, she will be fed to the wolves a limited time, boom, and someone next will charge in to that role.
Yeah, I get that role's going to change.
Yeah.
And again, I get legal problems for like a whole network of Republicans. This is my Republican card, like a whole network of them. Whether that's Jack Smith charging in, and they're also looking for somebody who can bring in the donors. So it's a combination of two things. She's not bringing the money in, and there's a whole bunch of them. They're going to get caught up in these fake electors, and bye-bye. She's X.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. I get 2 weeks or 2 months.
Yeah. Yep. It could be the 2 weeks.
Could be the 2 weeks. So let's see. I want to ask, does Mark Meadows have the 10-inch binder? Does he have it? Because they're saying, what's her name? Cassidy Hutchinson said that the last time she saw it, Mark had it. Does he have it?
That's on my Christmas list.
The 10-inch binder.
Santa has it.
Does he have
Does he have it, or does someone else? Does Mark Meadows have it? Or has he destroyed it? Because look at how many things he burned in the fireplace, in the White House. Does he?
Yeah,
does
that's
he have
a real question. So, ooh.
I'm getting coffee.
Far out. I can jump in if you want to.
Absolutely.
Well, with all this, he realized, unlike Trump, he realized how valuable it was, how it could be bought or sold or traded off. I don't know why I think this. I think Trump, as the King of Pentacles, asked him to sell it. Interesting. But I think even that was a bridge too far for Mark Meadows. He'd been complicit up to them, but I think it was like pretty freaky. I hope I'm not giving him more credit than is due, but I'm just telling you what my vibe is. He will have to account for where it is because he will be the last person. I don't think he's got it in his garage or his basement. But he knows where it is or where he sent it or how it was destroyed. He was the last man holding it. But I think he got out for that reason. Never thought of that before. Well, could be wrong.
What you getting, Johnny?
Does he have it? No. Does he know where it is or who had it last? Yes.
Yes,
I
exactly.
get, does he have it? No. There's 5 of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Does he know? Yes, there's the 8 of Swords and the King of Wands. That person does. Unfortunately, for those learning tarot, there's never a name at the bottom of these people. That's why people don't like court cards that much. There's no Tom and everything else back there, but whoever that is.
Yeah.
You got a different king, Johnny?
The King of Wands.
I got another king too. I think he slept with it under his pillow and worried about where he was gonna.
Yeah, I think he was worried by this.
Yeah, but then he made the deal.
Okay.
And he felt victorious about it, but I think he made a copy.
Uh-huh.
I think he's got a copy. So I think he sold it, and I think he's got a copy.
We all got King of Pentacles.
Yeah.
I think he sold it too. I think there's a whole network of people that know about this. He's out in the cold from it, so I don't think he has it now, but there's like at least 3 of them. Because I have the 3 here too. I think somebody at overseas that they made a deal with, and I think part of it was returned to his boss, which would be Trump, the celebrity. But I get what he had. He's moved on, so no, he doesn't have it now. But I get my Putin and Mother Russia card. So whether it's somebody in Putin's regime, and I get there's other Republicans involved in communicating this and sharing it, and then covering it up. So there's a moneyed man that has it now. Somebody bought part of it. It might have even been, broken up, but I think we got that before. Like it might be in parts.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, another Mark Meadows question.
All right.
We all thought he got immunity from Jack Smith, but now they're talking like he may not have immunity. And, him wanting to try to get the Georgia RICO charges moved to a federal court, which failed. If he had immunity, then I could see why he wanted to do that, right? But he may not have immunity. So I want to know, does he have immunity from Jack Smith?
I thought
Especially in light of this 10-inch binder.
No, it was more complicated. And don't forget, they're being charged with so many different things. He might have immunity somewhere and not somewhere else.
For this and not that.
Yeah, I thought he had it with Smith, but not with Willis.
That's what I thought too.
That's what he supposedly had, immunity with Smith. But then I started watching videos with different people, and they're like, this kind of shows, and watching people on MSNBC, he may not have immunity. That might have been announced too soon by Meadows' lawyers. He might not have gotten the immunity deal he wanted. Does he have immunity with Jack Smith? Does he have immunity with Jack Smith?
I get yes. I guess there's the Queen of Swords there, 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So there is something to keep him sequestered, if you will, or making sure that he is working the way he is supposed to. 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So he has something for cooperation and collaboration. At least for right now. Now, mind you, they're all conditional. So we'll see. As long as he cooperates. That doesn't mean he's not going to get sentenced with something or charged with sentence, but he may not get.
It can be a reduced sentence.
Yeah.
What you getting, Lena?
Well, I moved to the Japaridze cards for some reason. So I think this was the sweetheart deal that was proposed and is possibly, that protection for one aspect, but one aspect only. Then he decided he'd be Mr. Smart Guy, right? He would, play it for all it's worth, then have the book deal in the, and he thought he had it all sus. Note the ball and chain. He got that really wrong. Now the fire's coming closer to the house, his house, Mark Meadows' house. He then gets the Ace of Swords, a bat in full flight. And so in this context, what it's about is he has one more bite at the cherry, maybe. He has one more ace up his sleeve, as we say. Might be one more opportunity to agree to comply, something like that. Or he will be judged accordingly. So I think he's nervously got one more thing.
What you getting, Lori?
I got something very similar. I feel like he accidentally shut the door on something that he shouldn't have. And he missed something. He made, I think he made a fatal error. Because he's still holding on to a secret. He's still got one. Here's Lena's ace. But he's protecting it. So I don't think he has a blanket immunity because he still has a choice. So, and he has another king here too. So I don't think he has. I think they're still deciding.
I think he had it and lost it.
He may have.
I get there's a surprise with this. Like he had it in the past. Justice here, the bully card is my Jack Smith card. That was going to be his legacy. He had it, and then he started manipulating things. And to temper it, I think he's losing it. I think he, there's people around him and agreements around him that are getting investigated, and that caused a conflict to the deal. And I think, with more information that was shared and more evidence, he lost it. So the agreement is null and void is what I'm getting.
Yeah, he definitely killed something. I mean, something ended.
He unalived his own immunity. For entertainment purposes only. So Trump's immunity deal, for his because he was president, the Supreme Court said, no, we'll wait till after the appellate court, does their thing. Will this go back to the Supreme Court? Will the Supreme Court ultimately have to say something about this? That no, Trump, you don't have presidential immunity. There's no such thing. No one's above the law. Will this ultimately go back to the Supreme Court?
I mean, he should hope that you do not get presidential immunity for everything. Let's say, for whatever reason, Biden has a turn and a fit, and he's at the rum punch too, and he says, you know what, they're coming at my son a little too hard. I don't like this. Go take out Trump. And he goes and takes out Trump, and he can do it because he's president. Presidential immunity. He was a threat to the United States. You don't want just blanket immunity for everything. I think the problem with Republicans is they want the rules for them, but then don't want the other side to use it. It's like, that's not how that works.
And that is just how they think too. Liberty, freedom. Only for me. They
just
seriously.
Like Obama, you don't get to name Supreme Court justices in an election year, but look, we put Amy Covid Barrett on a month before the election.
Did you say Amy Covid Barrett?
Yeah, I call her Amy Covid Barrett instead of Kobe Barrett, because she's what do you call it? Like COVID.
She's a COVID denier?
She spreads things.
Oh, I see. I got it. Okay.
She's viral.
She's a risk to public health. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, my cards are crystal clear. I'm going to just jump in and say, yes, it will go back. Here's the world card. It has to go to a bigger, higher thing. How can it not, in a way? But it's also the world. We've been sitting on a daily basis in the rest of the world waiting for America to deal with what happened on January 6th, waiting to hear what happened. It's 4 years. It's insane. It's insane. No one understands it. They're not going to want to, stinky fish here, that's why they're ducking and weaving, but they're going to have to force to come up with a judgment on it, and the sun will shine, because surely they cannot actually write the words total presidential immunity at all times under all situations. Surely even this very dodgy Supreme Court cannot say that. So I'm assuming this is the sun here. Yeah.
What you getting, Johnny?
So Knight of Swords is chaotic energy, hectic energy, fast energy, but it's also chivalry, bravery, and the person who comes in to save the day. So they may have to be the person who makes the leap, who makes the decision, who does the thing that ends this, who sort of wins the battle. This is, however, not a person who charges into battle with a plan. They charge into battle like with all their heart. It's like, I want to save the day. Not necessarily I planned on it. I have a strategy. It's just you told me to go and I went. They want to kick this back. This is reluctance, of course, but they will hand down some defeat. And then there's my card for Supreme Court. So yeah, but they don't have a good answer for the person seeking aid.
I got those same two cards, Johnny, as the
look at
that.
I
got the Five of Swords too. I just didn't hold it up.
Boy, it's really divided amongst those judges. But there's one male in particular that is going. Maybe it's Roberts. We can all hold our breath. But there's one male in particular that's trying to work this out to say, okay, let's take it. That's what I'm getting. So
I get it. It definitely will go to somebody that has all the tools, so to speak. The magician, a higher power. The Hierophant tells me, give it like 2 weeks, 2 months. It's back. They really don't want it. But I get a big yes card at the root of this. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is my COVID card, so I'm going to say this is Amy COVID Barrett holding, like she may write up the dissents or whatever. Watch for that, because she's like waffling now, and I do think it'll move back. It's just a matter of time, and then I think Trump's just out in the cold. No, you don't have immunity. They're gonna show strengths to America that he does not have immunity.
Yeah, because it almost doesn't matter what the appeals court rules.
No.
If they say he hasn't got immunity, it's going to be kicked up to Supreme Court. If they say he does, it's got to be challenged by someone, hopefully 280 million Americans, and be kicked up. So,
And keep in mind where he's getting his legal advice from. These are the lawyers he found on a packet of gum somewhere. So totally. He's got top notch going on there. This ain't Perry Mason and Matlock.
Maybe it was Habba Bubba Gum.
Yeah, with the jokes on the back too.
Alina Habba Gum. Habba.
And in the comments, I think Joe Eliza sums it up in big letters. They can't give him immunity, and they know it.
Yeah. They can't say somebody is above the law, because then we'd all be telling Biden, okay, go at it.
Yeah.
Let him
Make
have it.
everything law.
And if they let him have it, he could just try to get rid of all of the Supreme Court judges, just like Netanyahu just tried to pull.
Exactly.
right.
So they
And
all
a lot
lose
of
their
people
jobs.
thought they'd take it and sort it out, because if they have a working brain between them, they would know they are on the chopping block if they give them immunity. But it wasn't enough to get them to sit down. You know, they're going to go all the way.
Well, since Friday, I still call it Twitter. I hate the name X.
Yeah, in principle.
Since Friday, Trump smells and toe pads has been trending. Trump is photographed where he's got pads under his toes to keep him standing upright, so he doesn't lean so far forward when he's standing at the microphone. Somebody got a picture of it. It's hysterical. It's like, he's always had bad posture. He always leans over and stoops, but they put these little toe pads under his toes now when he's standing at the microphone to keep him back on his heels.
Does he need help doing literally everything?
Everything.
Jesus, Christian. What?
Everything. But Biden's the one in bad health. Excuse me, you got toe pads keeping you upright.
Toe pads, butt pads.
So without his toe pads, would he fall over?
Oh my God.
Would he literally fall over on stage if he didn't have his little toe pads down on the ground? I guess, it's the bone spurs. Maybe he has to cushion them.
Oh, yes, bless.
Would he fall over without the toe pads?
Oh,
Should we do a one card pull on the toe pads?
Would he fall
That might be
over?
funny.
Oh,
What have I got upside down? 6 of Wands.
that's hysterical.
Find it hard to balance. Oh, that's funny.
Especially if he's eaten too much.
Mm.
He would lose his balance.
I get he's got major mobility issues, and yes, he would fall over. He's got a bad back. He would fall over, and they watch him. They keep him back on his heels.
Oh, that's funny. And I drew another card, which was the 5 with the cups falling over. The clown. Oh, whoops.
Like he's literally a dummy, like something you have to prop up, or otherwise
Yeah,
it'll just fall
literally.
off. You have no spine, no backbone, no leg bones, no
Yeah.
nothing. You just
Yeah.
a blob
They're
of
worried
flesh with
about
a
him.
helmet on. I don't.
That 10 of Swords, that's a faceplant card. They're worried about him faceplanting.
He was president of this country at one point. Like, what happened to the world?
Yeah.
Too many Big Macs and his stomach just tips him over like Wimpy,
Well, I gotta ask, since Trump smells was trending, is that hurting him now?
Yeah, because
is he
it's suddenly
losing-
everywhere, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
and Liberty Project, and everybody's making commercials out of it.
And what's funny too, since Elon loves, he doesn't say he's right wing, but he wants Alex Jones and Donald Trump back on Twitter, mind you. He won't put the algorithm out there to where that doesn't trend, because it's been trending for like 5 days straight.
Yeah.
And nobody's done anything about it, and it's still there.
that he smells.
Yes, Trump smells or Trump stinks or
It's still
something
trending.
of that nature. It keeps trending. It won't go away.
Yeah.
Unintended, I guess.
So what's this?
Mm.
Is it hurting him with some of his followers?
Mm.
Because that's not a very masculine thing to
Yeah,
have
all
everybody
of
talking
that.
about. You
Isn't
poop
it
your
interesting?
diapers.
Yeah.
His followers know it's hurting his feelings, but to you, so It's no, because I get the moon. I know some of them, they retaliate and say, you liberals are so childish and this and this and this and this. Meanwhile, Let's Go Brandon was their thing, right? And so we need a reminder of how that started. So it's hurting his feelings more so because it's public, it's announced, and it won't go away. It's a lingering thing, like a smell. So
Yes.
it won't go away, and that part is bothering him. But his followers will still follow because they have no choice.
It's like they started Let's Go Brandon, and we flipped it on him with Dark Brandon right back at him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I do think people think it's not aesthetically pleasing, and the beauty card's on its side, but they have to continue following because that's where the money goes.
Well, also their instinct always is to fight, but you can't fight this actually. What do? Do you say, oh, the ex-president has 4 showers a day? Oh, you can't. You can't actually do it, which is driving them insane, right? Because they can't actually defend him with this. But will it move the dial? No. That'd be no, the strength card again. But it is corrosive because he's so vulnerable. He is such a maladjusted child. He would hate this.
He's so vain.
Yeah.
Because remember, at his last rally or whatever it was, he brought up the Russia tapes that everybody keeps talking about. And he brought it up because when people prick at him, he remembers that thing because his feelings are bruised quite easily for a person who likes to bully other people.
Yeah.
Which is usually the MO of bullies. They are wounded quite easily because they're fractured on the inside. He still remembers all the jokes Obama told about him.
Yep. Oh, we never forgot those.
Yeah, he's still under the collar about that.
In fact, he's so angry he's going to run against Obama.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's still the celebrity and the billionaire to them. But all these legal issues are starting to slowly break down some of his followers. I don't think it's, a big enough chunk because there's a lot of long-term loyal, to him, nostalgia. But there's some that are starting to see this as, I want to distance myself from him a little bit. So a small amount, yes, I think are starting to split from him, but in general, he's still got his strength. Whether that's in the smell is very strong or
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
For us to read on. Because in the tableau I did, in the tableau Becca did, there's a health issue. It's not fatal, but it's up here. And what I got, try to use my Becca powers to remember my cards. I can't do it. There's something around a nervous breakdown, though, because I got the Tower and the Temperance and the Four of Swords. It's like there is something mentally, because the Temperance deals with trauma instead of your physical healing. That's more your star card. So he has a nervous breakdown, I think, coming in the next few months. So can we see if that is true, or maybe I just misread it? Is there something coming? Because mind you, the whole world's now coming down upon him.
How's he mentally and emotionally? It's funny, her Rudy Giuliani Grand Tableau also showed a possible nervous breakdown.
I think that's more an alcohol-induced collapse in Giuliani's case.
Broke ass Rudy Giuliani, who's losing every time he goes to court.
Man,
but still fighting it, still abusing those women,
Still running his mouth.
Trump he kept repeating himself having breakdowns on Christmas Eve day, yesterday on True Social. He just He waited 30 minutes and repeated the whole thing all over again.
Mm.
Thank you, Caroline.
Oh God, the Nine of Wands is getting a workout today. Oh my God, these cards.
Got a bunch of swords.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a pretty spread. You
No.
know, it's not a pretty spread.
If I remember right, both his mother and father had Alzheimer's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but you have to have a brain to lose it, don't you? Really, I don't know the candidate.
I get the Star and the Eight of Swords. There may be a physical aspect to that too, and not just a trauma. Mind you, that's in here too, because his clarity with the Ace of Swords, and it meets the Five of Swords. Five of Swords ain't not nice. This is defeat and loss because of something is overwhelming you. And there's also some sort of, there may need to be a campaign to explain, because this may happen in public. And so there may need to be some perspective changes and schemes that are thought about to make it seem as though, no, you didn't just see him lose his mind. This was theater or something. They have, there's something they have to come up with, because things are just not, they're not making sense. They're not right. They're not, he's not enlightened anymore as if he was before. I think something is coming.
Can I go?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I got something here that Lena had mentioned on a past video that really rang true to me, that she said, I get that it's going to be in his speech, and that we're going to see him speak less and less, and that they would be wheeling him out of there and getting somebody else up there to take his place. And I think that she nailed it, and now Jen and I are getting the same cards, and that would be what Johnie said too, basically, because it's noticeable. And so they're like, he can't, because he just keeps getting into more, he just keeps getting fined, and he's in more and more trouble.
And he can't adapt in any way, like as he goes forward into it. There's no, even before this pressure that he's under now, he's never been able to adapt. He always just, you know, my way or the highway. So and he is wounded around the head. We know it's of his own making, but these swords here, I think, are also symbolizing the people around him, and they are trying to restrict his exposure, which is what you guys are saying. The problem is he doesn't know any other way, and they are locked in. You know, we've had this card in this context for 5 years in a row. They chain themselves to him, insisting that it's not what you're looking at, it's something else. Right? So they will continue in this way. I think the only sort of difference I'm picking up on is the ones who are left, the hardcore maggers, they almost know they're in a cult now. Before, they thought they had the advance information and they had this killer candidate and this great guy. It's like they've deteriorated alongside him.
For real.
You know, in terms of their mental capacity. And so, it's like if you said you realize you're in a cult, they'd probably go, yeah, and it's a great place to be. You know, they don't have a problem with that.
There are people going up to them at the rallies doing interviews, and half of me is appreciative, because then you get to see the craziness. I don't talk to them on a daily basis, but you get to see them, and like the woman who had the Hang Biden shirt on and all that.
Yeah.
At the same time, highlighting the stupid part of our country is just not cute sometimes. So it's like, no.
Whatever's going on with him, he can't fight it. So in other words, there's no treatment. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
And I get it. It's something that runs with his mother and his father. The anxiety is definitely there. He's got a bad back, which we know because he needs his little toe pads. He's got blockages in his arteries and maybe on like blood thinner or something for that. So he's got like cholesterol, whatever. But he's like two things with this. He has mobility issues, sudden like falling, because of mobility issues, but also sudden like maybe stroke or something affecting the head. And I get, like affecting his speech, maybe having to shuffle him off the stage and, try to cover it up. No need to show these cards, but just, I program my cards differently for health readings. These are my intestinal tract cards and my stomach cards. He evacuates all the time. Let's just put it like that. We know what that's about, but he's under a lot of stress, but I get like something sudden coming here. Probably around April.
Now, here's the thing too, because it is accelerating it. It's not just us, right?
Mhm.
It is getting worse. If they take him out of more of those front-to-front crowd exposures, that's his buzz. That's his adrenaline. He will hate being in the green room and wheeled out for a couple of minutes. That's not going to work.
After
Sorry,
making
Laurie,
fun of handicapped people, he would hate being in a wheelchair.
And then
that wouldn't happen.
Can you imagine? I mean, it's like trying to take the car keys away from an elder, but someone's going to have to remove his phone from the Too Social.
Well, I think talk about karma. Somebody that has run his mouth so much with so many lies, it would just be, fitting that something happens that affects his speech. Like have a stroke or something that affects his speech, so he can't.
It's symbolic, isn't it?
Run his mouth anymore.
They'd have to give him a fake phone.
Where he thinks he's tweeting, but he's not.
A ventriloquist, a Trump ventriloquist. There'd be a job for the age.
He's messing up his own cases, but at the same time, he has to stay in communication with those that feed off of him so that they know to continue to feed off. But I think that they would still follow him if he said nothing else for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
He'll be in a nursing home with a microphone and a karaoke machine just so he can keep
they'll
talking.
be out there going, give us more, give us more.
Just line up a bunch of dolls in front of him. Yes, more. All right, we got to go here. Lori and I were talking about this pre-show. What's going on between the relationship of Alina Habba and Trump? Because she's going to wrestling matches and all kinds of stuff. Is he trying to replace Melania? Because Melania's MIA right now since she did her little immigration thing at the citizenship swearing in. What's
look,
Alina Habba and Trump's?
I read on this yesterday with her guys, so I'll go and grab a coffee and I'll come back and I'm interested what you guys find.
Okay.
Habba and Trump.
Habba and Trump.
Habba, habba, habba.
Habba, habba, habba.
Oh, they're all falling out. What's happening? This is what happened with Lindsay, though. Like he was on a leash and he was just walking behind him. And, oh, you're going to go here? I'm going to go here. You're going to go here? I'm going to go here. You're going to paint yourself orange? I'm going to paint myself orange.
Yeah.
Why?
What's in their relationship?
As soon as I saw the difference of her puffed up fish lips, I thought, oh,
He's had her go get her lips injected.
She's trying to look just like Melania. And I
And
just
Gilfoyle and everybody else.
Oh my God.
They all have puffed up lips.
And now she's dancing with Gargoyle.
wrong with these people? What are they? I get the insecure want to fit in, but why there though? You got no lawyer friends from college or something you can go hang out with? That was no. That's what Spirit said. Just no, she doesn't.
I think she's still going to stay with this other guy. There's two guys here. Yeah. There we go. But and then he'll probably she'll do a face plant somehow. Something changes with his circumstances and he's like, you're out, you're done.
The relationship, she is somewhat deifying this person. She put him on a pedestal because that's what she needs for her celebrity, number one. Because that's what she cares about more. Maybe she wants to be the Real Housewives of, Lawyerville or something. But here, there's a religious aspect to the tower as well, for they built it to sneak into heaven. And then there's the Ace of Cups. There's some misguided investment in one's trust and relationship. So she is extremely misguided. I don't think she has a romance for him or anything of that nature, but she needs him in order for her celebrity to rise. And she also is extremely naive. And I think even though with all the examples laid out before her, she wandered into this thinking something different. She thought this is not going to be like Michael Cohen because I'm not Michael Cohen, but he's still Donald Trump. And so that was the common denominator. And so she will also crash and burn, but I don't think it's a romance. I think it's a stupid girl following behind a stupid man. That's what I think.
Wow.
Bless
Well,
her heart.
What'd you get, Jen?
I get, she's working as this lawyer and everything, but I get they are very like-minded here. So, there's a friendship here and she parties with him. But something is changing in their relationships. I do think she'll keep hubby over on the side. I think she walks around waiting for some change to fall out of his pockets because he hadn't paid her. I think she's very naive and she's following him around, show me the money. So she goes down to Mar-a-Lago and, watches him. He's greedy at everything. She may even move into Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster, but he's a loser and she's trying to get her strength back. She's trying to secure her money. And she's just waiting on the celebrity to drop a nickel.
And that's a different kind of chocolate coin that comes out of his pants.
I should have bought my box deck. Is one in there where the chocolate coins fall out of a certain place?
No.
She needs to go and ask the women that have surrounded Donald Trump, how do you get money out of him? Melania did it, but she had to have a baby. Jean Carroll did it, but she had to sue him. So there's only two ways you're going to be able to do this. Working for him, believe it or not, is not one of them.
Oh my God.
So
bless your heart.
My next question about Alina is, here she is representing Trump, and she's screwed up right and left, right? She didn't ask for a jury trial and all different kinds of things. She screws up right and left all the time. How is her law practice going? Is she getting any new clients because she's representing Trump, or is she losing clients?
Well, she's got the Bedminster drama too, where she went and, inveigled her way in with that worker and stuff.
How is her law practice? Is it growing or is it declining? Is she losing clients?
And I went to get a coffee and someone had drunk the last of the coffee and didn't put on a new pot.
Mortal sin. Mortal sin.
They're out of the will.
Or like my website said, fatal error.
No excuse. Alina Habba.
Oh, well, if this were a personal read, I would wait until I picked up all the cards to give you more of an encouraging message, but that's not a good start. So, I mean, anyway, let's see what we get here. Okay, this is not a good start or
No,
ending.
it's just I can go if you like, Jen. I've got it
Yeah.
ready.
Please.
Well, she wrote in, she thought, awesome, this is going to be my business future for the next however long. I am working as a presidential lawyer. So she leapt on the horse and off she went. Because she was a total fool to think, after 5 years of watching lawyers die by the roadside, that she would be the exception, was totally stupid. She thought for a minute that this wasn't good and that she was hostage to this situation. Yeah. But then she wasn't she was still stupid enough to not pick up. She could have got out early, probably got paid for 6 weeks' work or something. Fail. And she failed because she's a bossy little tart and it's her time. She would have been a pain in the ass for everyone who's ever met her, totally. And she's ruthless. So, in answer to your question, it'd be no. She's actually, people are scared of her in some weird way, She's just,
Thank
terrible.
you, Claudia. What you getting, Johnny?
Does taco jalapeno still work for him too? That guy. But anyhow, there taco peanut.
Taco
He's
peanut.
taco jalapeno
Taco
now.
penis, as I call him.
Is her business going to flourish? Again, if this was a personal read, we would have to do some workarounds because they know these.
Yes.
But there is a 5 of Pentacles in her with the Queen of Wands. No, it is not. Why? Because there's something else. This is the nice part. There's something else she needs to do. She needs to be looking towards truth and not towards other things. So she basically needs a rework of her business model. Defending the biggest liar that has ever existed is not the thing that you need on your resume. No. You need to do something else. This is not going to work. I don't know if you like to collect stamps and start selling them. Maybe you got an eBay account and an Etsy account. You need to start selling something else. I don't know if you know how to do paper mache or something, but we need a skill set here, ma'am, other than lawyer work, because this is not it. The 8 of Cups, walk away. This is finished and done, but this is a cage of your own making, which goes right along with this, because the moon is a thing that deludes you. And it is also a thing that covers up your true answers. And so there is something else that you need to do. Word of warning is the hangman. Sacrifice. You need a public image change in order for your business to flourish. Otherwise, it's not going to. Because mind you, it would be great if you are the successful lawyer who successfully defended Donald Trump, but that's not going to happen. So that's why, because now you're the biggest loser defending the biggest loser. So that's what really hurts you too.
What you getting, Lori?
I think, yeah, I've got the Fool, and she's hanging out with Mar-a-Lardo, and I think she's peaked, and she thinks, oh, this is it. This is the end of this chapter, and I've made it. And she's just not paying attention. She thinks that he's going to treat her differently than how he's treated everyone else, and that was her error. And other people don't want to deal with her, and like Johnie teaches, if you don't deal with the 2, you're heading for the 10.
There's going to be more illumination on her. Donnie got the moon card. I'm getting like there's going to be a big light shine on her. She's doing deals with the devil and she's losing clients right and left. They are walking away and she can't even get the devil to pay her. You know, so like backstabs all the way around.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, she's like all confused. Like I had these visions of grandeur, but I'm
what's
here
wrong?
with this celebrity and nobody else. And then to top it off, at the root of it, I get like there may be a charge coming after her that she's got to defend herself from. So you know, make attorneys good attorneys. Watch out, Alina.
Totally.
You too. You'll need a lawyer.
Yeah, it couldn't happen to a better person. She, you know, 5 years in, and you've still got the ego to think you're going to be the exception.
Thank you. Like, why are you the one with the magic all of a sudden?
Yeah. If the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future visited Trump last night, what did they tell him?
Sorry, I
know he didn't learn anything. He can't learn.
Say it again.
If the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future visited Trump last night, what did they tell him? We know he didn't learn anything because he can't learn. But what did they tell him?
I don't know. The ghosts of Christmas. The ghosts of Christmas.
That's interesting.
I think they came dressed as Ivana.
I love that, Laurie.
That's the only thing that would really scare him, maybe.
Yeah.
He is not, he maybe had a dream. I would, metaphysically speaking, I would call this more of a visitation, like a mediumship type of deal. Of course, he's not open to such things, so he would more likely just call it a dream. There was a woman that came to him that told him money isn't everything. And so that could have been like the Ivana, because he put money and business over his children and family. And so it's like money is not everything. And that's the part that she wants to impart, whoever this woman is.
Well, it might be Ivana on the other side, because the mortal Ivana was quite happy to crawl over broken glass and pick up the spare dollar.
And maybe now she's enlightened.
Now she's enlightened.
She knows money is not everything. Because I had everything I wanted. Oh, there was the house too. I had everything I wanted, and yet I still fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I didn't have $10 million to cushion my blow.
Yeah.
Ground is quite hard to everybody. I don't care how old
and died alone.
It ain't everything.
And she doesn't like where she got planted.
I didn't get the 7.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was Ivana too. I get the heartbreak, but I also heard treason, betrayal and treason. It's like a woman from his past probably came to him in a different form than he's used to and had a little argument with him and was shining a light on things to show him you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. So when you're done, and get ready, because you may be going to prison, and you're having dark night of the soul. Maybe trying to warn him too that he might be transitioning sooner than he thinks.
Well, yeah.
I think he got a little bit of a health warning, and that if he doesn't get into his faith like he says he's going to lose it all. You can't take it with you, like Jen said.
Yeah, and I got much the same. Like, you had it all. You were born, with a gold spoon in your mouth, not just a silver one, everything at your fingertips, beck and call, could have been the Playboy of the Western world, but you couldn't help yourself. You know, you had to keep chasing, you know, this rubbish. You don't have any clue what way is up, and now you're going to have to pay the price. Just a smack around the chops. It was that simple, you know. You know. Not mysterious.
Going back to Melania, with Alina Habba being up Trump's butt, literally and maybe figuratively, although that would be quite smelly. Melania has not been seen at Mar-a-Lago. Lori and I were talking about this too before we started. She's like MIA, like the servants there and everything have not seen Melania during the holiday season. So where's Melania?
You know, why would you? Why would you?
Because you know who else has not been seen around Mar-a-Lago? None of us, because we don't need nothing from there either.
Where is she?
So we're asking, where is Melania? Yeah.
I don't care. Do you?
No.
Where is she? Where'd she go?
Because there's a video on Twitter, and it's showing Donald Trump sitting at like the dining table, I guess, or whatever it is. And there's an arrow pointing to the person sitting next to him saying, not Melania. It's like, like she's not eating Christmas lunch with her husband. Okay.
Oh, yeah, she
one of the Liberty Project. One of the Liberty Project ads showed her walking away from him. It was really hysterical.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for her, here she is, the Queen of Pentacles. She's got enough money not to have to keep turning up, right? So she mightn't have untold millions, but she's secured a deal somewhere along the line. She'll probably end up with a few mil in her back pocket, you know, regardless of what he loses. She'll be better off than he is. He's become a total burden. She's sick of living with the man baby. And she's out of here. She's still only in her late 40s, isn't she, or something? Or is she 50 now? I don't know. But yeah, not because she deserves all this luminosity for her generous heart or anything. It's just she's rich enough, good looking enough, young enough to just go and live a quiet A-list. There's two A-lists, you know, they're the ones that are photographed every time they move, and she's the quiet A-list. And I think she's probably just skiing in Slovakia, you know, happily.
What you getting, Lori?
I think she is. I think she got what she wanted. She wanted more. But
Yeah,
she is done. She's done with this. She feels like she's on the victory parade. She's traveling. Yeah. She just wants to be free. That's all she wants. And she wants to be a star. She thinks she can be a star again. And she probably can.
Someone will want her on some bad talk show.
Yeah, you know, she can do her own Be Best magazine or something with Guildford. I don't know.
God spare us.
Be Best.
What you getting, Johnny?
I'm getting Be Best magazine for Christmas. She's moved on, so she did what she needed to do. Maybe she said, Merry Christmas, but she says, who gives a F about Christmas? So I don't think she really cares. Like, this is not her thing. Is her mother still alive, or maybe that's her in Mary?
Yeah, I think she is.
So she could just be there and having a family Christmas elsewhere. If she had decisions to make, she'd made one, saying this was done. I'm going to go here, you go there. So it's not, this is not a family. We have to keep that in mind too.
Yeah,
I know people, where's Melania? This is not a family. These people are all transactional. And so this is not oh my God, I don't get to spend Christmas with my dad this year. They can, they don't want to. So it's if that was your dad, I mean, would you? So, I mean, you blame everything on me and about to get me arrested. No.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She's in my maybe even overseas somewhere, and I get she's harvesting a new man that's got some money because her money's
that'd
out
be
of
right.
balance with Trump. She doesn't know what she can get, what she can't. So, she's definitely she's disgusted with all the court cases going on and everything, and I think she's partnering up with somebody else, looking for money.
Yeah, look,
Even if she's got some of
that's
his.
what she does. Okay, that's Melania.
If you're
That's
gonna
She
dig
knows
for
she's
gold, do
only
it your
got a
whole
good
life.
5 or 10 years left, so she's going to make the most of it. I'd like to know, we don't have to pull cards, just what do people think? Who did Trump spend Christmas with?
I want to know that too.
I
I'm gonna
don't
pull cards.
see
Who
the
was that
boys.
woman sitting next to him? It was a video of him eating dinner, Christmas dinner, and but it was a table of people, but there was the
None
woman
of the
sitting next
kids
to him was not Melania.
Yeah.
Maybe another
or any
think
of the
puppy.
kids there.
I don't
No,
see
I
even the
don't think so.
boys because their wives would be so pissed off with him by now. I don't think he got any Christmas invitations. Truly, I
Mm-mm.
don't.
Nope. I think you got a sock of coal.
Yeah. Not that he'd care in each case, you know what I mean? But it matters overall when there's nobody.
And it doesn't look good for him.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he had to borrow the dresser to sit down to dinner, so he had another human. It's
Do you think that does not bother him that the boys at least didn't show up or Ivanka didn't show up? Does that? Because I don't. It seems like he's so easily wounded, especially right now.
Yeah.
That he would want them, but they don't come to his court cases. And when he got arrested, they weren't there. And like, I don't know.
it's both those things at once. I don't think he could give a flying toss about the boys or the grandchildren for that matter. It's not that, it's the narcissist that gets wounded
This is true.
by not having the invitation.
And not having the picture.
Yeah. You know, dreadful
yet-
creature.
And he had meltdowns
Well,
yesterday.
the hermit fell out, and then I picked that. So who did he spend? He spent with his sorrow. That's who he spent Christmas with.
Yeah. Well,
Because,
our work
you
here is
know.
done. Yeah. It's just-
Gosh. I mean,
This
I
is
think he's
a
surrounded.
nightmare when no one's giving you accolades and adoring you or pretending even to adore you.
Yeah.
It's like
And
I
then-
get nobody returns because they're all disgusted with him. You know, the devil, and they're trying to protect themselves. But I do get like he did something on the internet to using his celebrity. So I think he's got all these people showing up that he doesn't even know. I
Yeah,
think they paid
yeah.
to be there. I think he
Exactly.
grifted
Exactly.
his dinner. Like, come and have Christmas dinner with Donald Trump. And
Remember with the first time he ran for president, and he was in that mall and going up the stairs like the Simpsons, and all of those people were in there. They were all paid to be in there while he made his little speech.
Yeah.
Like he ain't done it before.
Yeah. Oh, Lucky Girl in the comments says, oh, this is terrible, but I love it, Lucky Girl. Maybe Junior and Eric mowed their mom for Christmas. Got the mower Oh, wow. You're forced to find this stuff funny because it's so extreme.
so we get Lori's brother wanted us to ask a question. What did Trump get for Christmas? What did he get in his stocking? Did he get any gifts?
What did he get in his
Did he get any Christmas gifts?
Yeah, that's a good question. Did he get any Christmas presents?
Yeah, we know that Melania wouldn't even put up a Christmas tree if she didn't have to. So
And then when she did, it was devil red.
Yeah.
yeah,
A bunch of them too.
Trump's Christmas presents.
So we have a trend. he got Febreze. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my God.
So
Y'all too much.
please.
Oh, wow.
Now that leads me to think, though, what card would I get for scents and
Smell.
perfumes and fabric spray? I'll have to think on that one. What did he get for Christmas?
Well, I
To
think
me, it's going to be something that's coming from a puff of smoke, like Ace of Cups or
Like
something.
that?
Or like that.
I've got some cute cards. I think it's the universe just having a little Christmas
so.
laugh, right? Okay, that's what I think. Okay, the first card, strangely, I don't think he got anything of significance, other than what the staff gave him. But there's a kicker. I think, here's the wedding card. I think Melania did give him something. Her husband, him, I think she gave him either returned the wedding ring or hit him with divorce papers or asked him for a loan.
Well, she did just redo her prenup.
Yeah, ripping up her prenup, sending him a bill for Baron's orthodontia. Right. I think it was one of those presents.
That's interesting because I have my divorce card here, divorce in the home, like in an action taken to.
Yeah.
But I also get all my scent cards, like things coming from a puff of smoke, right? Coming from a cloud, because he's got a smell problem, and it's like, use it next time, or we're putting you outside. He's a loser.
I think they put Christmas lights on his golf cart.
Right.
And they're so cheap that they gave him a pack of Trump golf balls.
Yeah. Yeah, and they just sink into the swamp.
There's something kind of sad about that image of him sitting on a golf cart full of Christmas lights, like your old senile grandfather or something, and you just want to make him happy. Just put some lights on his cart.
Reindeer on the front.
He's driving it, and he's not even on the golf course. He'll be okay.
Well, Rudy was probably in there with him.
Driving through the kitchens of Mar-a-Lago in a golf cart.
Well, we know he doesn't believe in Santa because only Trump can fix it. So
Yeah, that's right. Well, that was very entertaining what Trump got for Christmas, I must say.
This is hard.
Well, has anybody got any other questions they would ask? Oh, we wanted to look at Lori and I wanted to look at Lena. You were picking up on something kind of nefarious going on in January for this year.
On the anniversary? Yeah, because you did the 4 weeks.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the anniversary and see what we all get.
Of January 6th. Because
6th of Jan. Because it is only 2 weeks.
Would there be any nefarious activity on that anniversary?
6th of Jan. Oh, God. Well, I think someone's planning something with this. So they have to sort of G each other up in this context, but they really don't know what they're doing. There's different ideas. Look, I'm just as well this deck came with 2 devil cards because one would be simply worn to a frayed wreck by now, This is those who are still allied to the fantasy of what it represented. But now that fantasy is a burden And I think there's going to be a few sacrificial lambs. There'll be some token outbreaks in probably the red states in small patches, but I don't see a threat to DC or something. I see little actions that are nasty but not massively dangerous.
I'm getting it's Republicans that feel left out, in doing something by surprise, and I am getting there could be attacks on like government buildings or churches or synagogues.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I can see that scenario because they're
I'm kind of leaning towards churches and synagogues because of the Ace of Cups here crowning it, and trying to rile up support for that. They're working out all the details and everything, but I think there's talk of it, and it might end up getting blocked. So we might hear about something getting blocked at like a church or synagogue.
Yeah, because you'd think the FBI would have to be onto it.
Yeah. Could it be a courthouse?
Could be a courthouse. They'd
but
love a courthouse.
Or judges?
like Colorado Supreme Court judges they've been threatening or something.
Law office,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a I'm with you with the little stuff, but somebody may have a little success with an issue, a fool's errand.
Yeah.
So I don't like to see that either.
Yeah.
Johnie, what did you get?
Bear in mind, we did a read yesterday about the young lady who was catfishing people on the dating app Bumble to get them to admit that they took place in the Jan 6 thing. And she's been turning that information over to authorities. And the guy that was highlighted in the article who has been arrested, he said that they were thinking that they may do some things on Jan 6, or they may do some things around the time that Trump has to go to court, and because Biden has all these crimes that are about to come out. So they're behind the scenes with this type of stuff, but those people are also in custody, and I'm pretty sure being questioned because, again, she turned all that over to the authorities. And so it's not like they're going into this blind, but yes, there are some people who do wish to scheme with the Tower, the Five of Swords, and Seven of Swords. They are trying the bully tactics, the overwhelming tactics. I think the crowd is quite small. So it's not that they can't do damage, but they can't do riot damage. They could do something, because mind you, these people are also easily dispersed by tear gas. So this isn't something to, bunker yourself in and hide under the bed. The police are quite capable of handling such a thing. So they will be pressured, though, and this will disperse quite easily, but there will be some problematic people, because why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
There's always problematic people, but
exactly, and it's the date. Yeah.
So I think they're being pointed out already. So I think there's some people out there that are ahead of the game, but that doesn't mean they won't be successful. It just means people know you're coming.
I'm hearing watch for disruptions around the State of the Union, which I was just Googling. When is that? Because I knew it's like end of January, 1st of February. It's February 7th, because Biden has so much wonderful things to tout that he's accomplished. And he's going to be bringing all that up in the State of the Union. Watch for them to try to take away from that by having stuff happen around February 7th.
And that came up in Becca's tableau, where they gathered with plots of trying to make up fake stuff. Yeah.
But your mention of churches and synagogues resonated with me. That could well be a target.
Yeah.
Or courthouses. Yeah.
I feel like, especially synagogues right now, it's what was it, like 20 something that got targeted just a week ago in one weekend. It was crazy, from Alabama and Mississippi to up north. So y'all
Can
be safe.
Now, here's an epic question. The Colorado GOP has threatened to withdraw from the Colorado primary as a party if Trump is not on the ballot.
Yeah.
Will they? Ooh, good question,
But
Lisa.
they're talking about going to a caucus system too, which is not letting the voters have a say in who's elected in the state.
It's more
in the
like a
primary.
cop system.
I was going to actually have us read on that Sunday night in the New Year's Eve, the whole caucus thing in Colorado.
Yeah.
Why don't we end with something positive for our viewers? We've got
Okay.
almost
We'll keep
1,700
Colorado
people in
for
here.
New Year's Eve. Yeah.
We'll keep that for New Year's Eve. Join us. Look, cliffhanger. What would spirits and angels like to say to everybody for New Year's going
Yeah,
into or for
Oh yeah,
Christmas
that's a
Day,
wonderful one.
Yeah, let's
going
hear.
into 2024 and Christmas Day and
Yeah.
Can I say too that we can put up a community post and then leave as many questions as you want to in there because it will be live for 4 or 5
Hours.
hours.
like
And so
5 to 7 hours.
when we put those up, put all that in there.
Yeah.
We eventually get so tired of reading, we go to food talk. So
And then we eat food.
Yes.
And I might go off keto because I have Orville Redenbacher butter popcorn here.
So
Okay.
anybody that doesn't like to watch us eating on camera, don't watch New Year's Eve.
No, forget
We're
it.
live that
New
long.
Year's
We're going to be eating on
Eve. We're
camera.
gonna be stuffing our faces.
popcorn's not keto? No.
No, corn.
Get you some chicharrones. Chicharrones is keto.
Yes, no, but that's boring. That's boring.
Get the hot kind.
Hey.
Now, if they had popcorn flavor, why can't they do that?
You probably can. I'm sure.
Message for viewers.
If you can get a jelly bean that tastes like popcorn, you can get anything that tastes like popcorn.
That's what I'm saying.
I got the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Wands.
Oh.
Transition is not easy, but it is necessary.
Mhm.
The things that you need to leave behind, need in EED, need to leave behind. Start making that list and do that now. You have been warned. Forewarned is forearmed. There are things next year that do not need the stench of last year. And so whatever it is you need to leave behind, start doing that now. Refocus, reimagine. You can do the thing that in this 8 of Cups you may want to leave behind, refocused and reimagine. You need to do it a different way. 2024 will bring you success on that thing, guaranteed. You heard it here first. If I lied to you, then oh well. But you can do it. Whatever it is, you just need to refocus and reimagine. It's all in you. You don't need outside help, believe it or not. You can do it.
Yes. Mm.
What you getting, Lena?
Well, backing up Johnny, it's all in you. The answers are in there, and to trust. This is the Fool at its most pure and its most exuberant. Take that leap. Try things you haven't done before. Try things you haven't done for a long time. Just try things a bit differently. That can be a tweak or a big thing, but rethink. I think the re's are important. And that way, the victory comes. Leave that with you.
Beautiful.
What you getting, Lori?
I think that they're stressing here the 2 important things. I believe that there have been family fissures and splits, and that they don't want you to give up, and that there will be renewal, and that you'll be able to get over those differences, and your plan, your prayers, your thoughts, your meditations have been heard, and all is not lost. And give yourself, this keeps coming up in my card of the day is to congratulate yourself on how far you've come. You know, you got a lot more adventures to do, and your good karma comes back. So think positive, stay positive, and what's yours comes back to you.
It's interesting because I feel like Jody Roberts is here with me right now, Johnny. Because I hear her saying, watch what you tell yourself. Watch the stories you tell yourself that run through your mind over and over. You know, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot when you tell yourself something over and over. How you structure your thoughts, get the ego out of the way. You know, block the ego out of the way. We all have ego; it's our sense of self. Get it out of the way so that you can feel the support, you can feel the love, you can share things with other people, and you can bring about change in your life, and you can break through to abundance. And then the Queen of Wands, you know, she's very open and approachable. Be approachable. Stand in your own truth and power, but be approachable. Be discerning. Think clearly, be discerning, and just know that you've got angels with you all the time helping.
How gorgeous is that?
Doesn't get more gorgeous than that.
That's
I believe you, and you have no choice.
So we hope all of you will join us on New Year's Eve, and thank you, Jody, for your adding to that, because I was like tuning into my guides and angels, and I was like, I hear Jody's voice big and loud here. Thank you all for joining us, Lena and Lori and Johnny. Thank you for joining me on Christmas Day, and it's almost 1,700 people we had in here that were joining us
awesome on
Christmas.
Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's a big crowd for us on Christmas. So we hope you enjoy the rest of your Christmas, and if your family gets to be too much, just go back and rewatch this video.
Yeah, you've done your time now. You can go home.
Animal videos on YouTube are always a good place to go.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you Sunday night. Don't forget, Lori had a website crash, so if you were booking an appointment with her, tell them again, Lori, what to do.
It's back up now, but if I missed you, I think I've gotten to everyone, but if I've missed you, email me at thewayofpositivechange@gmail.com. Please.
Okay, thank you all. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
See you guys.